Breaking news. Investigators say Tiger Woods was pulled out of his SUV with the jaws of life. We're live in just minutes with more updates after they rush him to the hospital. Then, a local man says his house was broken into twice within 24 hours.
People have the nerve to actually just walk into your property and just do what they want.
Now Action News Jax investigates a spike in crime happening in one local neighborhood.
Plus, deputies say a kayaker in Clay County found a dead body in the water. What the mystery woman was wearing that could help them identify her. Next at 5.
All new, coming up at 5:30. It's an Action News Jax investigation, protecting your rights when it comes to home warranties.
The red flags our law and safety expert says you should look for before signing any policy.
And if something happens, I won't be able to repair it.
Coming up on Action News Jax.
Breaking news. JSO says this sexual battery suspect is on the run right now. The last place he was seen after they say he attacked his victim. Plus, Action News Jax investigates contact tracing delays at local schools.
Now we get answers from the superintendent about the changes the district is making to inform everyone of positive cases faster.
I'm Action News Jax Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish, dodging raindrops when the rain over the weekend stops and you can be outdoors in your first alert forecast.
Next at 5.
All new, coming up at 5:30. It's a cold case involving a local Navy sailor who was gunned down on his way to work.
Every day is hard because he should be here.
The answers you might have for his family that could help solve his murder 25 years later. Coming up on Action News Jax.
Breaking news. Deputies need your help finding this missing teen. Why? They say she might be in danger. Then, it's an Action News Jax exclusive. Take your vaccine frustrations straight to the man in charge of them in Florida.
Supply continues to be the issue.
What he says local distribution centers should start doing until more doses arrive. Plus, deputies tell us they arrested a woman in Clay County linked to a local child's death.
The medical attention they say she refused to give him that could have saved his life.
Next at 5.
All new, coming up at 5:30. Action News Jax investigates rental issues a local mom tells us led to her roof caving in on her daughter's bedroom.
We hear a big boom.
Now our law and safety expert explains what you can do when unexpected problems like this happen.
Coming up on Action News Jax.
Tracking as heavy thunderstorms move through local neighborhoods.
And we're not done with the storms yet. I'm Action News Jax Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish when the heavy rain and lightning returns to your neighborhood in the first alert forecast.
Then, getting you answers about local murders and the code of silence.
If you are seen, snitches get stitches.
Our law and safety expert breaks down how the fear of snitching could be creating a dangerous safety problem for you and your family.
Next at 5 on Action News Jax.
All new, coming up at 5:30. Local officers need your help tracking down a child rape suspect.
He kind of instigated the communication with the child.
What they say he might have done to himself after the attack that might make it harder to find him.
Coming up on Action News Jax. Local coverage you can count on.
Breaking news. Some local teachers and people with disabilities will soon be allowed to get the COVID-19 vaccine. The one big requirement they have to meet to be eligible. Then, getting answers about what made a school bus filled with local kids crash into trees. The safety information we uncovered that might surprise local parents. Plus, a local man says shots fired in town center shattered his windshield, where he told us he was eating when this bullet damaged his car. Next at 5 on Action News Jax. His face was painted on t-shirts across our city, but now he's at the center of a deadly accident at the zoo.
He just behaved the way a jaguar would behave.
The mistake made by an employee that may have led to the killing of a female jaguar.
Then, deputies say this necklace was found on human remains in Clay County. Their search to track down who the woman is and how she ended up dead in the water. Plus, protecting you from getting sick. How we avoided a dangerous collision with flu season during the pandemic. Next at 5 on Action News Jax. All new coming up at 5:30. She lost a debit card from the Red Cross that was meant to help her fix her roof.
You had a strong storm at least that came through here.
Yes.
And did this.
Yes.
So we sent Ben. How his phone call is now changing the organization's policy to help local families in the future. Coming up on Action News Jax. It's two big Action News Jax investigations. First, getting you answers about local COVID-19 vaccines.
The amount of time vulnerable seniors could have to wait between their first and second doses.
Then, neighbors say local yards in St. Johns County are starting to cave in.
Who they want to see take responsibility for the safety hazard, cracking their property open.
Plus, what a local teen says sparked her to organize a Black Lives Matter protest today at school.
Next at 5 on Action News Jax.